Alrighty. Hello, hello. Welcome to Tapping Tuesday. My name is Amanda Miller, and I am going to be the one helping you to tap for this next hour. If you're uncertain what I mean by tap, I mean we're going to utilize the tool set of techniques called emotional freedom techniques, also known as tapping, because this is what it looks like. It is a tool set to assist you in releasing overwhelm and trauma. There's a lot of scientific backing for this. However, that's not what we're here to discuss. So, if you're wanting resources on that, please go to our website, which is EFTUniverse.com, or our channel here on YouTube, which is EFT Universe. We've got literally hundreds of videos for you that can help you deeper understand how all of this works and why it works and how validated that information is. What we're going to do in this hour together now is help you to experience it because there is a big difference between having the knowledge of what EFT can do for you and experiencing what that actually feels like and how it adjusts for you in your body and in your mind and just in your daily life in general. The way that we're going to go about this is you can follow along with me if you're unsure of where the tapping points are, unsure of what to say. You will have a very clear idea of how the general process goes by the end of our session here today. There are 48 clinical EFT techniques, which means these 48 are the ones that have been validated and studied in a scientific standard to be shown as effective. There are many other techniques. We have a lot of very creative practitioners who kind of make these tools their own, me included, and other tools that are very, very different from the 48 techniques that we have. And there's nothing wrong with those. They just haven't been scientifically validated. So they may or may not work for you. And that's the only caveat and little asterisks of caution I would put on that for you. Um, but here we're going to learn the basics, and I'm going to show you how you can approach something as mild as I woke up really kind of tired today. I'm kind of off my game, and I really wish I could just sharpen up my thinking a little bit. Great, that's something that you can tap on. If you're dealing with something really big and oppressive and heavy and really dark, from your past, you can tap on that too. If you're just getting started, I would suggest picking something that's an easier win, not because you're incapable of approaching the big thing first, but just so that you have some more confidence and understanding of the process. Because what you are doing is addressing your subconscious mind and the way this information is categorized in your subconscious mind. So having the experience of that full process a few times with something that isn't as intense is typically beneficial because then you understand what that feels like and how your body um, responds to that shift. All right. If you would like to participate today, there's a few ways that you can do that. One is immediate. One is it would take until next week. But we have a live chat. And in this live chat, at any point, you can drop in what you have on your mind, what you're facing. It could be something that you're worried about that hasn't happened yet, but it might. It could be something that you wish would happen, but it hasn't yet. It could be something in your past that you wish you could let go of, but you haven't been able to. It could be something that's vague. It could be something body related if you've got some pain or issues or concerns. Anything related to your emotions, anything related to your thoughts, all of these things have a physical impact. And EFT helps alleviate that connection in the brain of this must equal this response. Okay. If putting it out there on the internet is a little bit vulnerable for you, no worries. I will show you how you can adapt what we are tapping on to maybe fit for you without having to send anything to me at all. Or you can email me. And I did put my email at the top of the chat. I'll also speak it out loud. It's amanda@eftuniverse.com. You can write to me explaining what it is that you would like to tap on, and I can bring it up in the live chat, but keep you anonymous so that you still see a way that you could process through it. but not feel called out in front of everyone that would have access to your comment on the internet. Okay. So, with that explanation, I'm going to say hi to everyone. We'll start there. Hello, John. Nice to have you here. Hi, Donette. Hi, Violet. Marion, hello. I'm happy you're here too. Oh, Violet, thank you for your suggestion. Would love to tap on letting go of old everything. Okay, patterns, thoughts, hurts, regrets, fears. I gotcha. Hello, Christina, Zahura, Trisha, Trisha, who's seconding Violet's offer. Zarina, hello. Um, oh, you're very welcome, John. You're very welcome. Hello, Trisha. Hi, Pam. Oh, you're so welcome. I love being here. I love being here with you guys. Um, Barbara, hello. Cedric, hello. Happy to have you here. Okay. Oh, thank you so much for saying hi. Let's go ahead and take just a minute to get grounded. And Violet, I love your suggestion. I love that it's already getting validation of other people wanting to tap on it. So we will start there. I don't have any emails to share with us as a group. So anything that you want to put in the chat, please feel free. And we've got a really good starting point already. Yeah, there's other people agreeing as well. And Zahra is talking about connection. Okay, Zahra, if you feel comfortable, give me a little bit more detail so that I know how to direct that. Connection is a very broad topic. Do you mean like connection in yourself, connection to the present moment? Um, you allowing yourself to receive the connection of others, you allowing yourself to reach out to connect with others. You don't have to give me those specifics. That's something that you can always just clarify with yourself when we tap. But it's just helpful to know because I will adjust my verbiage according to the details that I have. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get grounded. So go ahead and take a breath in and let it out. And I always say, let it out with kind of a grunt or a groan, like you're, we're wanting to give the body a signal that we're relaxing right now. So let your body slump forward, let your body close in, squeeze yourself in, whatever you need to give this as a sign of, I'm relaxing right now. I'm letting go right now. It has a physical, literal impact on how the brain chooses to follow your physical movement of your body. Much like if you start running, your heart pumps faster and your oxygen input increases. If we sigh and slump over, then our body goes, oh, we must be slowing down right now. So let's adjust chemically to reflect that. Okay, that's why we do it. All right, let's take another breath and let it out. Okay, and as we're here, just allow yourself to become aware of how present you are right now in your body and in your mind. How much of you is present in this moment, and how much of you is present somewhere else, either with another person, in another situation, thinking about the future, thinking about the past. Just take a moment and assess yourself like you're scanning from head to toe. Just how present are you, and how much of you is out there somewhere. And as you're getting those numbers, let's take another breath. And now see a string attached to every part of you that's out. Notice that those parts of you aren't separate from you. They're still attached to you. They're still connected to wherever they belong in your body or wherever they belong in your mind. They're just out there somewhere. And as you see these strings, ask these bits of you to just come back gently, slowly, to return to your body, to this present moment. And know that if it doesn't feel comfortable, if it doesn't feel safe, if for some reason it doesn't feel good for these parts of you to completely return to you in this moment, then you can just say, okay, we'll come as close as it feels comfortable. And just know that that connection is there. Because even if there's a part of you that doesn't feel comfortable coming all the way back, there's still a vibration that's happening there, right? It can still receive the benefits of this tapping session, even if it doesn't completely come back to you right now. And just continue to breathe and see these bits of your thoughts, of the energy of your mind, your cognitive awareness coming back to you and really becoming present again in this moment and feeling your body fill back up with your presence as those bits start to return. Feel them returning to your arms, returning to your legs, returning to your core, which is everything from your shoulders down to the bottom of your pelvis, returning to your head. Let's take one more breath. I'm going to set a quick intention. You're welcome to join me. It is my intention that for this time that we have together during this hour, that even though we are around the world and we're having different experiences in life, that we've come together right now to form a community. And there's power in this community, and there's a truth of connection in this community, that our energy and our intentions span the distance, whatever that is between us, and that our words matter, and us being here together matters. And it matters in a way that adds value. You add value. And what doesn't matter is if you're showing up in a place where you're able to offer something to someone else, or if you're in a place where you're really, really in need. Because what we do is we're here to witness for each other, to witness each other's lives, to share in the sameness in the journeys that we're in, the stress points that we share, that even though we're different people in different places, we connect, and we connect in ways to say, I see you, and I hear you, and I feel you, and it matters to me that you feel better. And that showing up and sharing in that has strength. And it's my intention that by the end of this hour, you feel better, that you feel more relieved, more relaxed, more supported, more loved, more cared for, that you have insights, that you feel more empowered, and that you have a clarity of what maybe you can do next. Okay, let's take a deep breath. Let that out. Check back in with your body if you need to sit back up straight, if you need to kind of shake out a couple of limbs or adjust in the way that you're sitting. Just get comfortable. Alrighty, I'm going to check the chat one more time, and then we'll get started on our tapping. Okay, and Serena, also another vote for our first tap. I feel stuck. Okay, Scott, I appreciate you saying you feel stuck. I am curious about if you can give me any other details. If not, that's fine. We can definitely tap from just that. But if there are any other details you want to give, I can guide you a little bit more specifically. Hi, Dr. Scott. Being aware consciously, being in tune. Okay. I think, Zahara, that's great. That sounds like where we will transition to at the end of like our first tap of letting go of history. So I love that. That's a great thing to add on to that. Okay, Trisha, you've been having a lot of sensitivity in your hands from your laptop. Interesting. Okay, so some physical stuff. Dissociate. Okay, sometimes you dissociate. Got it. Thank you for that, Sahara. Scott, I'm unmotivated. I can't get over my ex's rejection of me. Okay, thank you for bringing that up. And thank you for being that forward with what it is, because that is so relatable. Scott. And whether it's rejection from a family, rejection from a friend situation, that's it's hurtful and it's hard. And there's oftentimes a lot of lack of closure, a lack of clarity that really makes it hard to continue to move forward, right? Because there's a pain there. Then there's like a fear of, well, I don't want to move forward and that happening again. How do I stop this from happening again? That can get complicated really fast. And I don't think we've ever tapped on that specifically. So, really, thank you for that. Um, oh, you love pulling back the missing pieces. Yay. I'm glad that works for you, Trisha. Thank you. Okay. Chronic pain. All right. So we've got some physical stuff. We've got a lot of great emotional and mental places to tap from. So thank you so much for that, everyone. I'm going to head back up to Violet's suggestion, letting go of old everything. Okay. Oh, and Barbara, I see you. Okay. Got it. So this tap will probably be the beginning part of that, of the rejection and everything, but I do think that that will warrant a separate tap as well. So, all right, letting go of old everything. So there's a few ways that you can focus on this. Being more specific is typically where we want to go with EFT. But I'm going to give you a range of things, and I want you to choose what fits best for you right now, because I truly believe that that matters. Your inclination, your intuition to what you feel is best for you in this moment, I take to be a clue from your subconscious brain going, this is what's going to be most effective for us right now. Okay. Um, so you can take it as old everything. Like, I just want to stop reacting to my past and just make it a very broad barrier, a broad wall that you are offering to yourself. You can choose something specific, and specific could be a particular person, a particular event. It could be a particular mode of operating. Like, I'm tired of feeling like I'm all alone. Um, it could be an emotion. I'm tired of depression, and I feel validated in my depression, but I'm tired of being that way. So I would love for me to see my life somewhere else, or to see the help that I need in order to not feel this way. Um, Specific in those ways. If you're like, aha, then I would say lean towards that one. I'm going to speak in a more broad term, just because I don't want to narrow it down to leave anybody out. So I'm going to use the words, I want to release everything I don't want. Okay. When I use that phrase, everything I don't want, you can insert your own words of whatever you're being specific about. Okay. Change any of the words that you're like, this is better for me. Use the thing that's better for you. Again, trust what your brain offers to you. That's your subconscious brain going, okay, I see what you're doing. I like it. Here's something I'm offering to help. Okay. Yeah. Okay, good. I'm glad that that's good. All right. Let's go ahead and start tapping. As I begin to consider what I want to release today, I choose that I want to let go of everything that isn't good for me anymore. I want to let go of everything that isn't good. The things that I'm aware of, the things that I'm not aware of, the things that I still have some sort of benefit from, or that I believe I have benefit from, the things that are habits, the things that I don't have a replacement for currently. It doesn't matter. I want to let go of it all. It might be shocking, it might be difficult, but I'm ready for a change. I want different. And I know I want to let go of everything that is no longer good for me. As I state with determination that I am ready to let go of everything that is no longer good for me. I deeply and completely accept myself. I accept that this is where I am. I accept that maybe these things have been around for a while, and maybe I've tried to get rid of them before and it hasn't worked, or I've given up, or I've put it off because it was too much or too confusing or whatever else. And I may have feelings about the choices that I've made, even though I may have thoughts and feelings about the choices I have made up to this moment. I choose to deeply and completely accept myself anyway. Whether or not I made what I can see now was the best choice, hindsight is sometimes difficult. I forgive myself and I release from myself holding on to anything because it could have been different. If it is not serving me right now, I release it. And I release any and all rules or barriers or punishments or logical thoughts that surround me keeping anything that isn't good for me. I wonder what would be reasons why I might hold on to something that I don't want that isn't good for me. Well, maybe it's because I believe I have to fix it. I can't just let go of it. It's something I have to figure out and I have to fix it. Okay, I could see how that would have an impact and how that could maybe make logical sense. But what if it's not fixable? Then do I just believe that I'm not fixable? Then has it been my way to operate that I'm just broken? Even if, to some degree, I have operated in my life with a belief that in some ways I'm broken, I deeply and completely accept myself. It's okay if this has been my belief. That's even kind of common. There are so many poems and songs and support groups. That verbiage is pretty common to say. But I wonder, is it helpful? Is it true? Every single cell in my body has an ability to grow and repair. It used to be believed that we had certain cells that were too specialized to reproduce, but that's even been proven inaccurate. If my body can heal, doesn't it make sense that other parts of me also heal, that they also regenerate, that they also reach a point where what did happen isn't there anymore? As I consider the possibilities of releasing what isn't good for me anymore, I deeply and completely accept myself. I agree to this process. I want this process. And it's okay if right now I'm not entirely certain how all of this is going to work, but I am eager to discover it. And it's okay if it's a learning curve. I'm eager for that learning curve. What I'm going through is already hard. It is hard and it is heavy to carry these things that are not good for me. I choose instead to release what isn't good for me, and use my energy and my efforts on discovering what to replace it with, on finding what is good for me, what I can receive. Release. Releasing what is not good. Releasing everything from my past. Releasing from my body. Releasing from my mind. Releasing from my heart. Releasing from my spirit. My past has no business being in my future. My past happened. It did happen. And I did make choices. And I did have experiences. I release it knowing I did the best I could at the time. And I forgive myself for not knowing how to do any better. And I don't need to play back old things with my new lens and hurt myself by saying, oh, see, if you'd only known this, if you'd only had this. That's not what my new tools are for. That's not why I gathered these. That's not why I got new knowledge. That's not why I got new support. That's not why I got myself to a better position. It's not to torture myself about my past. I wonder, why did I get different support? Why have I sought out these tools? Why have I fought so hard to get myself to the place where I am now? Maybe it's because while I was surviving my past, there's a part of me that knew, that has known all along, there's better. There's better, and we belong there. We belong in better. And we've got to get there. And you know what? I did. I got here. But I'm having trouble moving forward because all of my tools up to this point have been about escaping. They've been about surviving. And they don't really translate to this new space that I found. They don't really translate to receiving or connecting or celebrating or relaxing. So I find myself in an uncomfortable place. But maybe it's uncomfortable just because I don't know it yet. I can trust that I have supplied myself in a space where it's safe. Even though it's uncomfortable, it's a safe uncomfort. And maybe I've never known that before. Maybe every other time I've been uncomfortable like this, it meant danger. And that's okay if that's always been my definition. But I give myself permission to recognize it's my past definition. And it's okay for me to look at where I am now, to see where I am now, and make decisions based off of where I am now. I give myself permission to release my past. I give myself permission to feel safe without my past. I give myself permission to feel safe in my present. I give myself permission to feel safe with my future. Now, is it possible that as I move forward into this safer, happier, better, more connective, more joyful, more present space, that I might run into danger again? Sure, it's possible. But isn't it also possible that I will likely recognize that pretty quick? And maybe it's not necessary for me to constantly worry about that. Maybe I can trust that anytime something pops up that I need to be aware of, I'll be aware of it. My body won't lose its ability to recognize danger, whether it's physical danger, emotional danger, mental danger. I still know what that looks like, but I've lessened its importance in my life. So maybe I can let it have a smaller presence for now. And if I need to bulk that up again because something happens, okay, I can do that then. But I've succeeded in creating a place for myself where I don't need it constantly. And it's okay to let that rest. It's okay to put that down. I trust that my instincts will let me know if I need to worry. And I give myself permission to trust my instincts to tell me when that's necessary. Trusting my instincts. Trusting my ability to relax. Trusting my ability to receive, to be nurtured, to be happy, to be proud of myself, to feel confident. I give myself permission to listen to all of my instincts and not just the ones that teach me how to survive. All of my instincts. My instinct of connection, my instinct of love, my instinct of leadership, any and every instinct that may or may not have been safe before. I now give myself permission to give it power, to give it strength, to give it a place, to give it energy, and to give it a voice. I choose my voice. Well, that all feels really good. But what does it mean? How do I do that? How can I physically engage and move forward in this way? Because it all sounds nice, but how do I do it? I may have some ideas of how to move forward in this way. I may be completely and utterly clueless right now. Whether or not I immediately have ideas of how to move forward into my positive future, I deeply and completely accept myself. And I trust that I will receive ideas all the time. Just like I've been hypervigilant in my past, I will be so responsive to seeing all of my opportunities in my present and in my future. They've always existed, and I now choose to see them and to engage them. And if I would like to proactively choose something, I could select a word, select an outcome, select a circumstance, select a way I want to feel, maybe feel in my body, and then look for ways to receive that. Oh, it can't be that easy. That sounds ridiculous. It must be much harder than that. Even if, as I have this idea, I'm not quite sure that I can allow it, I deeply and completely accept myself. It's okay if I've got some pushback on this. It's new and it's unknown and it's very different than the way that I've chosen to operate and that I've had to operate in my past. It's okay if it takes a little bit of time and a little to a lot of effort to step into this. I allow it to be whatever experience it is, and I choose to be consistent in my application of it. I wonder what's one word that I can start with, that I can choose to be more open to receiving, that I tell my brain, we are open to this experience, anything connected to this word. We now see as safe, we now see as valuable, we now see as a good outcome. Go ahead and choose your word. And as I choose into receiving and receiving the positive outcome of this word, I deeply and completely accept myself. We're going to tap just a little bit longer without any more words, just kind of allowing some time for integration. And keep that word in your mind, the word that you chose. Just allow that to resonate with you. Okay, and pause on tapping. Take a breath. Take a moment and just notice how you feel. Notice how you feel from where we started this tap to where we are now. And if your body feels more relaxed, more open, more positive, if your emotions feel happier, feel lighter, if you've been yawning, if you had tears come, if you're smiling, all of these are positive signs that your subconscious brain has said, hey, what you're saying makes a lot of sense. I'm going to shift to this now new perspective that we've talked about. So good job. And I'm very, very happy for you. I'm going to dive right back into the chat because I want to make sure we get as far as we can. Let's see. Oh, Scott. Okay, so Scott says, I wish I could record this and play it back often. So these live sessions are always recorded. You can find them on the EFT Universe YouTube page. There are, it's under the playlist Tapping Tuesdays. And I believe it pops up with oldest first. Maybe I can reverse that. So you might have to scroll all the way to the bottom to find this one. And then there's another playlist that's called Amanda's Videos, but that has all of my recorded videos as well as the lives. So Tapping Tuesdays on the EFT Universe channel, you can find this. And if you're like, wait, I forgot what you said, just email me and I'll find the link and I'll send it directly to you. But you can play this back as often as you want. To release the old, not to return to be free. Yay, Mystic Vibe. I love that. Okay, tingly is good. Yay! I'm so glad that helped, Violet. Thank you for letting me know. Okay. Let me go back through. Um, okay. Scott, I hope that helped you with feeling stuck. Let me know. And Trisha, I know we haven't tapped on physical stuff yet. Um, so Zahara, the being consciously aware, being in tune, how did that tapping help with that? Let me know if that felt like that connected with what you were asking. Um, yeah, with the dissociation as well. Um, did that hit that point for you? Yay, I'm glad you feel better, Scott. Thank you for that. Um, okay. I feel lighter. It's as if you read my mind about feeling safe. Oh man, Barbara, it's just a really big one. Safe is probably the biggest, stickiest point of any tap. Here, this is my like number one suggestion. If you're ever tapping on something and you're like, man, I'm just not getting any movement on this, um, tap on, is it safe for me to release this? Because so often there's something in the subconscious brain that's saying, no, we need to hold on to this. And safety is usually the reason. And your brain will never release something that it sees as a safety issue. It will never lean you towards something that feels unsafe. It will never release something that feels like it has to remain to be safe. So that's always a great point to check in. Okay. Okay. So not specifically with your hands yet. Okay. We will do a physical tap. That's the next thing that I'm going to. So do okay. Yeah, I think let's dive into doing a little bit on the physical body. Now, kind of a hack if you don't have a physical body thing happening, but you have more emotional stuff, you can utilize this in more of a where do I feel affected in my physical body from my emotional impact. So you can still tap on that through this tap as well. Even if you don't have a physical, like, oh, I broke my wrist and that's hurting, it can be a, oh, my, I'm having emotional pain and I feel it in my chest and that's heavy. You can use a physical tapping session to alleviate that as well. I hope that made sense. Oh, Karen, thank you. Um, so with physical body, I know we've got sensitivity um, and pain. I'm going to use the verbiage of just this issue in my body. And then you replace that with this sensitivity, this overwhelm, this pain. And you can specifically say, this sensitivity in my hands, this pain in my leg. Again, just replace the words with what makes it the most specific to you. But I'm going to say this issue in my body. And because we always use our legs, and I'm assuming you have to use your computer, I'm also going to use the aspect of um, this issue in my body. See, how do I want to phrase that? This issue. Let's see. I'm looking for verbiage around like I can't escape, but that's not quite it. Like when I engage my body, that's what I'll say. Even though I have this issue when I engage my body. Okay, that's what I want to use. All right. So let's go ahead and start tapping. and get clear on where it is that you're tapping and what you're tapping on, whether it's physical straight across or if it's something physical that you feel because of an emotional or a mental consideration. As I consider this issue that I'm having in my body, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though, as I use my body, I've already forgotten the language that I was going to say. Even though, as I engage my body, I have this issue, I still choose to deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I have a lot of feelings surrounding how it feels in my body when I engage it, I still choose to deeply and completely accept myself. But I don't accept myself. I don't want what's happening. And I don't want to say that I accept it because I feel a lot of feelings about what's happening. And I want to speak those feelings and I want those feelings to be heard and I want them to matter. And I want them to matter in a way that my body stops doing what it's doing. I want it to feel better. I want it to heal. I want it to not be affected by the things that I have to engage. My body is supposed to be available to me to live my life. And it bothers me that right now it's not. That right now my body is getting in my way. Even though I have a lot of big feelings surrounding my current use of my body, I still choose to deeply and completely accept myself. I don't like where this is, but I accept it. I'm not happy with where this is, but I accept it. I have a lot of heavy emotions because of where this is, but I still choose to accept it. Why? Why do I accept it? Why am I saying that I accept this? It's annoying to me that I'm saying right now that I accept this. I wonder. I wonder. What is me not being accepting of this doing to my body? Is it fixing anything? No. Is it creating more emotion? Maybe. Is it creating more stress? Is it making me feel vulnerable? Do I feel like a victim in my own body? Even if I 100% believe I am a victim in my own body, I deeply and completely accept myself. But why? Again, why am I saying this? Well, maybe I'm saying this because my perspective matters. Maybe I'm saying this because my current perspective isn't working. It's not helping. And while I absolutely have every right to feel the way that I feel, can I separate the way that I feel from the way that I talk to myself, from the way that I tell my brain to react to how my body is? Because isn't it true that that matters? Isn't it true that, like, if I were to make a mistake and then someone talk harshly to me, that makes it worse? Versus if I were to make a mistake and someone were kind to me, I still may have feelings about the mistake, I still may have to take steps to fix the mistake, but aren't I already in a better position? Well, right now, maybe my body is making mistakes, or maybe it just doesn't know how to fix the problem. Well, my body's just being lazy. My body just doesn't care. No, that's not true. Bodies don't do that. My body is dealing with millions of different processes and chemical reactions at every single moment. It is working to provide the best outcome and environment. Maybe I can give myself permission to offer a different perspective that feels better. I can still have my frustrations. I can still be upset at the outcome. I can still be unhappy that mistakes are being made or things that I don't understand that are happening. But I can also love my body. I can appreciate my body for the things that it is doing right. And maybe that will make a difference. My body. This issue. My love for my body. My love for my body, even though it has issues. My love for my body, even though it might be making a mistake or it might have a vulnerability. Even though I am struggling with the outcome of this issue when I use my body, I choose to love and support my body anyway. But I wonder, what does that look like? What does it look like for me to love and support my body right now? Well, maybe it looks like some proactive self care. Am I giving myself enough time to stretch, to relax, to maybe massage or activate my muscles in a way that would help? I don't have time for that. I don't have room in my brain for that. Even if, as I offer myself these suggestions, I have very logical reasons as to why that's difficult for me. I deeply and completely accept myself. But I also hold space to find time in whatever way that comes and to accept it in whatever format makes sense for me. Maybe I find time while I'm driving or riding in a vehicle. Maybe I find time a few minutes before I get up in the morning or a few minutes after I lay down in bed. Maybe I find time in the shower. In whatever way I can possibly find a few minutes, I give myself permission to see where that could happen. Oh, but that's just another task. I don't need another task. I'm already so overwhelmed with all the other tasks that I have. I did not come here to find a solution in more homework. Even if I feel like I'm already too overwhelmed with things to think about to do, And this feels like just one more thing. I deeply and completely accept myself. It is very real that I'm busy, and my schedule is very real. And it may not work. This idea may not work, but what if? What if it did work? What if it did help? And then I felt better. And what if, even though new um, habits can be a little annoying to start, what if it smoothed out really quickly? And what if it created a really great outcome? I suppose I could give it a try. After all, if it doesn't work, I can quit. It doesn't mean I have to keep trying for forever. I'm allowed to let go of what doesn't work and to discover what does work. I wonder, what are some other ways that I could offer support to my body? What if there are tools that I could find that could help? Maybe there's that fabric that blocks cell signals. Maybe there's gloves made of that material, or maybe I can make myself a pair of gloves. Maybe I could lay a piece of it over my keyboard, or maybe there's a keyboard cover that's made of that material. I don't know, maybe that could work. Maybe there are times where I don't need the signal on all the time, and I could be consciously aware of when I could work without the signal on, and maybe that could help. I wonder, are there certain foods that I could eat that could be helpful or supportive to my body? I may not currently have all the information that I need to find my solution, but I'm open to receiving it, and I'm open to being curious about it. Because as I ask myself these questions, I get ideas. And as I get these ideas, it gives me options. And as I have options, it empowers me to choose and to take whatever actions make sense for me. And it's okay if I don't try out all of the options that I think of. I can just have fun considering them and seeing which ones I do want to try. I give myself permission to be optimistically curious and to enjoy all of the considerations that I have. Options for my body, potential for help for my body, options of support, options of adjustment, options of routine, options of a different perspective. Oof, those are a lot of options. Even though I already have a lot of options, I give myself permission to take them as quickly or as slowly as what makes sense for me. And I allow my meter for that speed to be how I feel. I allow myself to move forward when it feels good. And there may be days where I want to take on 10 new things to try them out. And there may be days where I wake up and I say, none of it. I will do none of it today. And I give myself permission to respect whatever way I feel is best for me, and to respect my emotions and how they feel, and especially to respect both, even if they are saying different things. I give myself permission to feel all of my feelings and still move forward if that's what feels good to do. My body. These issues with my body, my solutions for my body, my new collaboration with my body, listening to my body, allowing however long, however many steps it takes to support my body. And as I move throughout these options, I give myself permission to be really excited and happy about every insight and every win that I receive, no matter how big or small. I acknowledge it all. And I deeply and completely accept myself. Pause and take a breath. Okay, I'll take just a moment and think about the issue and how you felt about it before we tapped, and notice how it impacts you now. If it feels smaller, if it feels more doable, if you feel more distance between you and it, how you feel towards your body. Do you feel happier emotions towards it? Do you feel more empowered? Does it feel more possible? Do you feel more acceptance towards where you are now versus a more of an emotional experience when you think about it? All of these are positive signs that you have reached some sort of a beginning agreement, at least with your subconscious brain. And yeah, let's look at it this way. Let's move forward in this way. And that's so powerful because your subconscious brain works 24 hours, 7 days a week. So the new neuron connections that you have made in this hour towards all of this connection and collaboration with your subconscious brain will continue to build and improve just from what you've done. And any effort that you put towards that is just going to further support that. And that makes me really, really excited for you. We're a few minutes over. So, and I feel like we ended at a pretty gentle point. So I don't think we really need an end tap. If you do, please give yourself that permission to just tap and close it out. But I'm not going to go into it because we're already over. Thank you for joining me this week. Thank you for all of your comments and supports to one another. Thank you for your emails when you reach out to me. I love answering your questions and assisting you in any ways that I can. I often take what you say and I will use those to make our videos that I post every single Friday. I love having this community. You're so meaningful to me. And I hope that you feel how meaningful you are to each other as well. Have a wonderful week. And I'll be thinking about you. I hope that I get to see you next Tuesday. Mwah. Love you. Take care.